Shit. Shit. What's with this guy?
And now for something completely different.
I don't know, he's just old.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What I do is I look a woman up and down and I say,
I'm coming to join you, bitch.
Oh, is that too far?
Oh, you want to get into things?
Well, I mean...
No. Let's get into things. Let's get real. Everybody, Bojack wants to get real. Cancel the bubble round, because we're getting real.
Pop, pop, poop, pop, poop, pop, pop.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Time to Binge, the weirdest and most awarded show about absolutely nothing that's out there. This is a show we find shows that you probably like, watch the very first episode, then the very last episode, and then make up a whole bunch of shit in the middle and see if we should find time to binge watch it. Usually the answer is no, unless B suggests it, because they have great taste in everything. With us as always, Vamp B. How are you?
Hey, I'm here.
Yeah, new camera, looking great.
New camera, new phone,
Love it.
new me.
Love it. Obviously, we have coffee and volume going on up there. How are you, sir?
Oh, I am up and down.
Up and down. Just
Mostly
like
up.
Coffee outweighs volume. Huh.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
And weird half alien? How are you, sir?
Hi, I'm half of a weird alien.
What's the question?
Because I'm not sure if I'm an alien or not.
Which half?
Because the bottom half, you don't want to see it.
If it's not alien, what would it be?
It could be some sort of monster, some sort of sea monster.
Okay, so if not an alien, some kind
lots of scales down there.
Oh, cool. That's probably shingles, actually. You've been talking about that a lot. Anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. With this show, like I said, we just kind of watch some weird stuff and then make up some weird things in the middle. Feel free to comment along or let us know what you think. Blue Shoe Nick is in the chat. And like always, he might want to see it.
I'll send you a private message, Nick.
Yeah, I'm also curious about these scales as well. Okay, so later on we'll be talking about Hemlock Grove, so stay tuned. If you have any questions on how that show probably should have gone or anything else, put them in the chats. Let's go. But we have some questions from our Patreon members, if that's okay with everyone, to kind of loosen up everyone's lips, because as we know, that's the only way to sink ships. Okay, so let's see. We have Pawnee Goddess would like to know from B. Oh, wait, we're okay.
Zach forgot how to read.
Well, no,
it's been a while.
I scrolled way too far. Vamp B, if you could make a deal with the devil, which of these would you consider giving up for your soul? Alcohol, fame, or the ability to become anime?
I'll be entirely honest. I'd probably just give it to him as a gift. I don't really need. Listen, I'm a very generous gift giver.
That's fair.
I don't need anything in return, devil. You can have it.
So somebody asked for that soul.
I'm not doing anything with my soul. You're probably going to get it anyways eventually. I may as well just hand it over. Nice. It's all yours, man. It's all yours.
That's fine. All right. Weird half alien. Harry Poppins would like to know, if you could go back to college for free, would you change your major?
No, because I'm not good at anything else.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Just period. Nothing else.
Yeah, no, I'm not good. I'm not good at anything besides what I did go to school for, and I'm not even that good at that. So,
yeah, no, that's fair. All right, Coffee and Volume. All good names are gone. Would like to know, if you could redesign the human, what part would you change?
Oh man. Third hand, but in the middle of the back.
You couldn't see what it was holding.
No, it's for scratching, back scratching.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's in the back.
Yes.
It's coming out of the back. It's
is the hand just attached to
maybe make
the
it
back,
a tentacle,
or is there an arm?
A long tentacle at the base of the skull.
So humans are exactly the same, except they have a long arm-like tentacle at the back of the skull that is solely designed for back scratching.
Well, you could probably grab stuff with it too.
That's gonna
All
make
right.
sure it's
Look
crazy.
at Navi from
I vote-
Avatar.
I vote you to design the next evolution of human.
I'll write
Yeah.
the next patch.
Not my
notes.
vote.
Cool.
Give us neck tentacles, please. First back
Just make
scratches.
Just make sure that they're long enough to get all the way.
Why
Yeah,
else would I
you got-
do it?
Yeah, it's got to at least get to the crack and slightly lower than the crack as well.
It has to definitely get lower than the crack.
Well, you guys just gotta bend over backwards a little bit. You'll be fine.
just a self-wiping arm back there. That can
Yes,
also
we're
whip
using
myself.
it to wipe. That's exactly
Yeah,
right.
just
Zach.
for wiping.
It's
Mhm.
wiping.
I thought I was
whipping,
going
and
unspoken, but
scratching.
okay.
Well, no, I just figured out. Okay, Vamp B. Oprah Winfrey would like to know. Let's see.
Yes.
Where is it? Sorry. All right. If you could commit one crime in your life without being caught, would you? And if so, what crime?
Yes, and any. Literally
And-
name a crime. I would do it.
Any crime
piracy.
whatsoever.
I would rob from my own grandmother if I thought I wouldn't get caught.
Oh.
Give me a reason to commit a crime. Just give me one.
I
I'll
like
do-
that your grandmother is so like on point that she could see you coming. She's like, oh
Yeah, no.
I got eyes. Yeah, I know
Oh, my grandma, she's quick. She'd see me a mile away. She knows. Nothing gets past her.
All right. Weird half alien.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt would like to know, where would you choose to haunt if you died and had to choose one place to haunt for the rest of your life? Or I guess rest of turn.
I think I would just haunt you, Zach.
Aw.
White.
Just me?
Yeah,
Oh.
just you. I would
Cool.
just follow you around.
You're gonna
You
see a
don't hang
lot.
out easier.
You're gonna see a lot of stuff. All
That's
right.
the
Let's,
point.
okay, no, that's so you can just ask again. I know I said stop asking, but you can just ask again. All right,
Zach
let's
just likes you
see.
to ask.
Please just show me some attention. Coffee and Valium. Shaquille Oatmeal wrote back in and would like to know, what species would you choose for extinction?
Just like in general?
Yeah, it's Shaquille Oatmeal. Why don't ask?
That's true. Oh man. Let's just finish the job. The rhino.
You don't like the rhino, huh?
No, I love the rhino. But
Wow.
at this point, it's just kind of sad.
It's got to go, right? It's like
Or
you're just-
humanity. I don't know. I feel like
you're too pathetic.
my
I'm sick of
answer-
watching you struggle. Just get out of my face.
my answer just kind of justified choosing humanity.
Yeah. Without the rhinos, humans are gonna just thrive.
We're next
So-
on the chopping block.
Oh,
wasn't us-
that's my answer. Humans is my answer. I know I wasn't
It's
asked the
mine too.
question, but
I mean,
No.
that was my second choice, but
See, I was gonna say chicken.
no,
Just
you
the
don't
word
like
about
chicken.
chicken seems crazy.
Oh, okay.
that sounds.
I don't want to shift over
horrible.
to the turkey.
Well, there's also
What
more
are we gonna?
There's
what
more
are we
chickens
gonna-
than there are humans. We don't need that.
But what are we gonna bread and deep fry?
Alligator.
There you go.
Rhino.
That's
Get-
it's.
More-
We're almost out of rhino. Fried alligator is good, but it's not the same.
It tastes like chicken, from what I hear.
It
Anyway,
tastes like,
okay.
it tastes like if a
I heard
chicken
that
and a
people
fish
taste
had
like
sex.
chicken too.
People do not taste like chicken. People taste like
How do you
pork.
know?
It tastes like pork.
Are you
Long
kidding
pig.
me? We live in Colorado. Okay, let's get over to Hemlock Grove. Now, if you guys don't know, Hemlock Grove was an American supernatural drama series developed by Brian McGreevy and Lee Shipman based on McGreevy's novel the same name, Hemlock Grove. First season premiered exclusively on Netflix via streaming service on April 19th of 2013. And we're going to be talking about the first and last episode and then a whole bunch of weird shit. So let's get into it. Episode 1, let's see. Wikipedia has this down as a young man, Peter Romanchek, and his mother moved to a town of Hemlock Grove. The town becomes restive after a young girl's corpse is found, and strange rumors about Peter's nature leads the town folk to suspect him. Is that a good summation, Coffee and Valium? Dylan Terry?
Yeah, it skips a lot of the weird. It skips a lot of the dense weirdness that's in this episode.
Yeah.
But it kind of hits the important points.
Yeah. What's the thing out of episode 1 do you remember the most? Shit.
The Jellyfish Dream.
Yeah.
Honestly.
That is the name of the episode.
Jellyfish in the Sky.
And like you see that episode, you're like, all right, this is gonna be a fucking.
I didn't
weird
expect
show.
it to
Where
be
that
quite so
go?
literal.
Yeah, there was actually just a jellyfish in there.
Mm-hmm.
Vamp P, what'd you think about this first episode of Hemlock Grove?
Well, I thought it was a really, really good advertisement for Instagram's new filters.
Honestly, that is a solid review. For an Instagram filter, it was pretty solid.
It was a great Instagram filter. No,
Yeah.
it was fantastic. I'm using it right now.
Shit.
Yeah, no, it was certainly an episode. I thought some of the like vaguely incestuous stuff was kind of bizarre, and I don't know if that was intentional, and that's kind of worse.
A lot of Godfreys. People are banging in them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Weird Half Alien. Did they miss anything at all in episode 1?
Yes.
Jellyfish in the Sky.
Jellyfish. The summation that you gave was a lot of stuff that I didn't remember at all. I remember one of the first scenes in the show was the guy who's clearly the villain of the show having sex in the back of a car, doing something to his finger and then drawing a circle on a sex worker in blood on her neck. And then like just all sorts of crazy shit. This like gigantic goth girl that everybody's making fun of that like could have just crushed everyone that's just making fun of her. Like, I don't know why she was just taking it. There was so much happening and nothing happened, but so much was happening.
Yeah.
That I was like, if I thought for a second that I was going to be watching this entire show, spoiler alert, I'm not going to. I would have wanted to watch it again. I was almost drawn in by that first episode because so much happened.
Yeah.
But it was still so boring.
When I reread the synopsis, I was like, yeah, I guess that happened. Like, yeah, somebody comes down and they see a body.
I don't even remember them seeing a body. Like, the way you described it, it sounded like the first episode of Twin Peaks, but it definitely was not that.
Yeah, no, nowhere near as good as the first episode.
The discovery of the dead girl's body is not treated as like a major driving force. It's just treated as another thing the town is dealing with now that the show started.
Well, there's also so much shit flying at you that when you hear about a dead body, it's like, is this good or bad? I can't even tell. All right, let's hop over down to season 3, episode 10, Brian's Song, which, as we know, is a pretty sad movie. Now, Roman is left alone and isolated by the consequences of his actions. I wonder what they are. Shelley finds new purpose and leaves town. Olivia's last-ditch attempt to save herself goes up in flames. Wink, wink. Peter returns from the grave for a final reckoning. Vamp P, what did you see in episode 3 or episode 10 of season 3?
So much. So I have a weird question. So I couldn't tell which characters were the same people from the first episode. Am I the only one? Because there was that woman that was like Roman's mother, but like she had an accent in the first episode that just kind of vanished.
They acclimated to Hemlock Grove pretty quickly.
The same character, and I had to look it up. Yes, I think she was supposed to be the same character, but I was like, you don't just like lose an accent.
Coffee volume. What stood out the most in this episode? Brian's Song.
I mean, very similar to episode 1. Nothing happened so much. Like, everybody's plot moved forward, but it was very slow. And like, this is the last episode because it feels like the series. It's the series finale. Like, this is very clearly supposed to be everybody's end, and it just kind of like walks out the door.
Yeah,
it doesn't run. Nobody chases it. Doesn't have to open the door. It just kind of meanders out.
Weird half alien.
Yeah,
This episode called Brian's Song.
Yes.
Do you know what Brian, like the original Brian song, do you know what that's about?
No.
Okay, well, I'll tell you real fast. It's about a 1971 ABC movie of the week that recounts the life of Brian Piccolo, a Chicago Bears football player stricken with terminal cancer after turning pro in 1965, told through his friends and teammate, Gale Sayers. Why did they name this episode Brian's Song?
Was one of the characters named Brian?
Nope.
I don't know. Not that I remember.
Nope.
Then they just didn't know how to do it. But can I answer Dylan's question?
Oh,
absolutely.
The reason that it meandered out was because they were not expecting to have to finish this show.
Okay.
And they crammed in. I have never seen an ending so crammed in. It's like they had 7/8 of the episode written, and then they said, "Oh, we're not getting renewed. We have to close out all of these storylines. We're not rewriting any of this stuff. We're just gonna cram in some character deaths and some romances."
Yeah,
and
you
some
could tell
endings for one character, and then we'll just be done with it because who cares?
You can definitely tell that they were expecting the show to get canceled because they didn't really know what was happening. It's like, shit, we gotta wrap. I guess
we have
wrap
plans
this
for
up.
any of this? I guess not.
Like, man, we thought we were gonna get canceled mid-season 2. We don't know what to do. All right, so cast though, we got Bill Skarsgård, great actor, right? Beautiful man, sometimes weird eyes. And chat superstar Famke Janssen. What do you guys think about these characters in here, or these actors?
I couldn't figure out if Famke Janssen's character was supposed to have an accent or not.
Yeah,
because it sounds at certain points like she's doing kind of like mid-range, kind of like British, but also Southern genteel. Like, and it changes between lines.
But also like a little bit of like Ukrainian mixed in.
Eastern European.
Yeah.
It always seems like she's more trying to lose her accent than keep one, which is funny to me. But okay, so big question. Ready? Big question. Dylan Terry, what is this show about?
A blood feud between ancient supernatural bloodlines.
Wrong. What is this show about?
I did my best.
Okay, it basically just like Underworld except boring.
Less leather.
Less blue.
Less leather, less sexy.
Less the color blue in every shot.
Yes.
That's closer. Weird half alien? What's this show about?
It was supposed to be the launch of a dark universe with a werewolf, a vampire. Famke Janssen was a fabulous feminine alien. I didn't have another F there. And then the giant Frankenstein girl. So it was the first reboot of the Dark Universe that then was supposed to be rebooted again with the Tom Cruise picture, The Mummy.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, it was.
I actually
that sounds right.
Yeah, I think it's
seems right.
Yeah, that seems exactly right. That's kind of what I wrote down almost verbatim. So yeah, we're gonna just give you the point for that one. So good job.
Did you write down all of my ums and pauses while I was thinking, or
yeah? So what I did was
use a lot of ellipses.
I answered it myself verbally, and I transcribed my own answer, and there was a lot of ums in there, and we synced up
good.
almost perfectly, like a like a good Zune should. Okay, so Coffee and Volume. The show has some weird episode titles. You know, we have, like I said, Jellyfish in the Sky. You have Souls on Ice. You have Hemlock's Diego's Policy Player's Dream Book. That's an actual title, by the way. What was your favorite title of the show from probably episode from season 2?
From season 2, when they started getting really experimental.
Mhm.
Let me see if I can remember it word for word.
Yeah.
It was, "Be careful, don't slip. The floor's wet. Also, I'm late for the doctor."
Yeah, but that was
Yeah.
actually one of the more accurate titles, though, because that's
Yes.
exactly what that episode was about.
It was nice to see a bottle episode where the entirety of it was Famke Janssen trying to get to the doctor from her living room.
Yeah, and then everyone who's trying to get to the doctor's like, I don't want to slip on that, and they go,
Yeah.
try not to slip on that. Yeah, good one. Vamp P, same question. What's your favorite title of an episode from season 2?
Yeah, Satan's Wet Dream. I think that was my absolute favorite one. Yeah.
And
I
who'd have
mean,
thought
it
that was
pretty
beach related?
self-explanatory. What?
Yeah. I said, who'd have thought that was beach related? Because
I know.
you would think that was sex first, or at least like nocturnal emission. No.
No, you would think, but like no,
Yeah.
it was like it was the beach episode because everything needs a beach episode, and
Yes.
and yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah,
Satan's Wet Dream.
And they just kept getting their towel wet, and they would try
I
to
know.
dry off, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Ah, what a crazy dream!"
Skarsgård's going around whipping
Yeah,
everybody.
they had that water balloon fight, that wet T-shirt contest.
Yeah.
Water was like a big theme.
Skarsgård was rat tailing Satan, and they're like, "Ow, now I'm wet."
Mhm.
Weird half alien.
Yes.
Give me the title of your favorite episode from season 2.
My favorite episode, and I'm glad nobody else said it, but it was Millions of Mermaids Murmur About Murder.
Yeah, that is true. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't watch that episode. I don't know if you did either. It seemed kind of
didn't.
boring. Yeah. I'm like,
Yeah,
I don't
it
wanna
was
hear.
like, yeah, it was 4 hours long, and I'm not going to watch anything that's 4 hours long.
Yeah, I definitely do not need to hear murmuring, especially underwater murmuring. A babble of murmuring? No, that's not me.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, so obviously they tried a bunch of creatures in here, right? We got the werewolf, we probably have an alien, some random monsters. But what was the one thing that you did not expect to see in this crazy show about nothing? I'm gonna go clockwise on this one. So, weird half alien? What's the craziest shit you did not expect to see in here?
I didn't expect how much they ripped off other TV shows. They did the claymation episode. They did that episode that was animated. They did the one where they played paintball. And for a show with like real guns and real monsters, actual murder, real death and stuff, I was just like, why are they just doing a 3-episode thing where they're just shooting paintballs at each other? They weren't even like trying to win anything. It was just a game of paintball.
Yeah, no, I agree. But I really thought that it was kind of poetic. Blue Shoe Nick says the werewolf transformation doesn't suck until it's over. Yeah, that's true. And then it sucks. I really thought the paintball thing was pretty poetic, though, if you think about it, because when you're watching like a show similar to like, I don't know, like a Community, I don't know, whatever, and you see like people doing paintball, and you're like, wow, this is kind of light. But then you see a dead body in that, you're like, whoa, this is getting pretty heavy. I wasn't expecting that. Hemlock Grove did the reverse. They show you a lot of dead bodies, a lot of blood, and a lot of gore. But then when they get into like the paintball fight and the bounce house, you're like, I think I'm supposed to feel something about this. I think this is supposed to bring me back to childhood. And
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never seen Community. What do you mean community? I've never even
Like your
heard of
local
that show.
community.
Yeah,
like
I was talking about
the town you live.
Right.
Oh,
you don't go outside?
like a community theater?
Yeah.
Events.
Well,
yeah.
Sure. Theater, events,
okay.
sidewalks, scooters,
Holiday fairs.
Okay.
lifts.
My
Rodeos.
neighbors. I hate those guys.
Yeah. They're all bad. That's why I'm saying
Yeah.
don't go out there. But it's
Yeah.
poetic when you see something
I
pretty
try
out
not to.
there. Vamp P, how about you? What was the one thing you did not expect to see in this crazy seasons?
So I didn't actually expect to see Jack Black make an appearance in this one. I don't know why I didn't think he would, because we all know like Jack Black is a superstar and he's in absolutely everything. But I was kind of shocked to see him make an appearance as a garbage troll. And he was a very sexy garbage troll.
Yeah,
I loved it.
that's true.
Yeah, no, he was like a weird like little guy, and did like it was like they tried to do like a troll bridge kind of thing, but it was in a dumpster.
Yeah,
And he had like this cute little rhyme. I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was adorable. I loved it.
It was like, you have to pay the troll toll to get into this boy's hole.
That was
get
it.
into this troll hole.
That was
Yeah, I mean, flipping the script on a troll bridge and having a bunch of trolls just play the card game bridge was like, oh, I wonder why no one's thought of that before. That's clever.
Yeah,
why
on top of that dumpster.
And people are trying to get under it. And it's like, pay the troll toll. We're going to get in this troll hole. Yeah, that was a good one. I honestly, for some reason, I did not expect you to say Jack Black. I thought you were expecting Jack Black in this season.
No, I wasn't expecting Jack Black because, he's a good actor, and this was not a good show.
Yeah, that's fair. But now I'm at the point where I'm just watching shows trying to guess which one of the characters is Jack Black in makeup.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
He's in absolutely everything. He has such a range. Ugh.
But he can't play a Skarsgård. That's true.
Yeah.
No.
Coffee and Valium, what did you not expect to see, but still saw in Hemlock Grove?
I was really surprised when one of the episodes was mostly Bill Skarsgård just reading Atlas Shrugged out loud. Like it was specifically the speech, that big like 80-page speech, and it goes through the entire thing, but they play it at like 2.5 times speed.
Yeah.
So that way it occupies an hour long. And of course I watch these shows at 1.5 speed on Netflix. So I'm like, why is Bill Skarsgård doing a Munchkin reading of Atlas Shrugged? And I slowed it down to normal, and I'm like, why is Bill Skarsgård doing a slightly less Munchkin reading of Atlas Shrugged?
Yeah, well, because he's sexist, that's why. And he thought that's how Ayn Rand actually sounded, which it is not. Homegirl had a deep-ass voice. But yeah, Atlas Shrugged. But honestly, it makes sense when you know what the whole show's about. Yeah. Okay, so Hemlock Grove obviously is a show similar to Coffee and Valium. It's got its ups and downs. It was in a... it was in a bit of a dumpster fire in season 2, and they almost lost all the budget, and they had to go into a bunch of talk shows, late night shows in character, and promote their show. Sometimes they went on to other shows to make sure that people were like, oh, this is kind of like Lost, except with vampires. Now, Coffee and Valium, Dylan Terry, my dear friend,
of course.
What was your favorite crossover that Hemlock Grove had to do, whether it be within our television show, talk show, anything?
It was the Macy's Day Parade 2014 float, where they had the giant inflatable Famke Janssen, and then the giant inflatable Bill Skarsgård higher up.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think they could do stuff that high, but I guess this show was a kind of a huge deal. And they were going all out to try and get it saved.
Yeah, and getting the local zoo to sponsor it, so there was wolves on top of that, was pretty interesting. Because from up there, you really can't see. They're not werewolves. They're just regular wolves. So, okay.
Dangling from the balloon,
Yeah, that was cute. I mean, there's nothing better than a good Thanksgiving episode when it comes to horror shows. Vamp P, how about you? What was your favorite crossover?
I'm gonna have to say I really liked when they they had a few of their characters appear on that cartoon show, the Adventure Time. Do you remember that show? Adventure Time? It was really wacky. Like Marceline had this whole thing with the characters from Hemlock Grove. They had just had like this wacky party time. It was really fun.
That was fun. And the weird thing is, because like when you think about like Adventure Time's audience, you're like, I wonder why they're trying to gain that audience to Hemlock Grove. But I think it was the other way around. I think that the Adventure Time was trying to gather Hemlock Grove's audience.
It was definitely the other way around. My favorite part about that episode was when Marceline and Famke Janssen were making out. That was my favorite part of that episode of Adventure Time.
Just kissing?
Yeah.
It wasn't it wasn't when her tooth hit her red hair and sucked the color out of her hair.
It did end up at third base. There was a lot of mouth stuff going on, but
really
good rotoscoping.
I think they must have censored that for TV. Because like when I watched it like as it was airing,
Yeah.
like I didn't see that.
They
It
didn't
was
on
definitely
HBO.
there was a
you
lot
have
of
to get-
assumed fingering.
You have
Oh.
to get the DVD box set of Hemlock Grove.
Oh my
They put out
God.
very few of them.
Yeah.
Oh my
but like
God.
it was a
Okay, I'm gonna
Netflix
get on
show, they're
eBay
like-
right after
Yeah.
this. Getting on
Yeah.
eBay because I need to see that like cartoon fingering scene. It has
Yeah.
to happen. Yeah.
You can get it
Cartoon
at-
My
Family
life won't be
Jensen has a
complete.
long tongue.
Well, you can't get
Yes.
them at
Oh,
Walmart or
yeah.
Target, just so you know. You got to go to like a Kroger's or like some filthy grocery store to
Mhm.
get that.
Oh my God. There's one that's right down the street.
I think someone watched
I'm
True
gonna walk
Blood,
there.
wondered how they could monetize something similar on half the budget and twice to cocaine. So you're saying this show is True Blood, but on cocaine with less budget? I don't know. True Blood's
I don't
fucking
know.
wild.
Yeah, True Blood gets off the rails very early on.
Yeah, and it was pretty interesting. This
It's
show's
fine.
not that interesting. True Blood was fine. First season True Blood was pretty interesting. All right. Weird half alien.
Yes.
Same question.
I don't
Crossover.
remember the question. Oh, the crossover.
Favorite
Yes.
crossover.
Of course. It was when they went on Jimmy Fallon and they actually killed him.
Yeah.
I liked it when they were on Jimmy Fallon, and then the one guy was like, no, he kept like, Jimmy Fallon kept like muscling the one guy's hair. He was like muffling.
Mussing?
He was like, yeah, he was like mussing up his hair. And then
Muscling
he's
somebody's
like,
hair?
yeah, shut up. He's like, all right, no, I turn into a real werewolf. Those aren't terrible CG effects. Like
Yeah.
when I pull out somebody's heart, it doesn't, happen in 3 frames. That wasn't a trick of the camera because we didn't have enough money to properly animate a heart getting ripped out. That's how fast it is. And Jimmy's like, I don't believe it. And then he turned into the wolf. And Jimmy's still like trying to pet him, and then he just rips his heart out. And that was my favorite part. That was my favorite crossover.
Yeah, and then Questlove's face after that was
he was so
perfect.
happy.
So happy.
He was so happy.
He's like, I don't have to play
if
these
I was
children's
Questlove,
toys anymore.
Yeah. If I was Questlove, I would be like, I cannot wait for Jimmy Fallon to get murdered. I need to get back to my real music career.
He's been saying it before he was on that show. Let's see. Now, as we know, this show for some reason it dipped its toe into musicals. It had multiple musical episodes. I think there was like 6 or 7, which I think it was mostly because Skarsgård was working on Broadway as well and just really wanted to amplify his, credentials and his talent. But there was a lot of songs that seemed like they were made up kind of on the spot based on what was happening. Because there's so many songs, I would like to know, what was your favorite song that happened in a musical set in Hemlock Grove? I'm going to start with Vamp P.
Okay. So do you remember the episode when they did a Avenue Q parody with like the puppets and everything like that? The song "It Sucks to Be You," but it was like a pun because it was like a vampire.
Yep.
Yeah. I loved that one. That was so good.
I did like that because it
definitely seemed like they didn't actually know the lyrics, but like they were doing their absolute, like they'd heard the song once and they just had to go.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun.
once you get a little bit of blood on those puppets, it looks graphic. So
yeah,
it looks very graphic.
Yeah, I was a fan of that myself.
Yeah.
Weird half alien.
When they brought those puppets back, like 10 episodes later, and they just couldn't get the blood out of it, and it was all like crusty and like you could tell by the actors' faces that they smelled terrible.
Yeah, that tasted pretty good though.
It's kind of a shame. Like it's not hard to get blood out of things. You just use hydrogen peroxide. But I mean, I guess they didn't think about that.
Just take a nice warm shower with
they
it.
just didn't care anymore.
I guess so, yeah.
That's true. They're like, well,
once it sets,
we don't need to spend more money on fake blood. Just leave that blood
Right.
there.
Just use real blood.
Weird half alien. How about you? Favorite song based on something we saw in Hemlock Grove?
I don't see. Okay, here's my problem. The catchiest song that they sang on the show, like I get the tune stuck in my head all the time, but they use a derogatory term for Romani, which they did a lot during the show.
Yeah.
But like it was 75% of the lyrics and 3 out of 4 words of the song. So I don't want to say the song title or, sing any of it, even though I've been practicing so much, but I don't want to say it like while we're live or while, we're being recorded, because I mean, I don't agree with it. It's just such a catchy song.
Well,
You
why don't
coward!
go
You were saying it left and right backstage.
Why don't
Well, you
go
don't
ahead
want
and
to
do
get
it?
canceled.
We'll edit
No.
it out if something does happen. Like, just go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll
it's
just
like,
censor it.
well, here's the tune anyway. It's like and then they just keep saying that terrible word.
Oh my God. Have you ever been on Broadway?
Yes, very
Voice of an angel.
very briefly in the late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
When we were allowed to say that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where Michael used to get his dope on Broadway.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, poof. They had the good stuff.
They had the good dope.
The good stuff backstage then.
Cough and Valium. You're the musical one of this group.
Well, I mean, season 1, the mystery is whether Peter's actually like a lycanthrope or not. Like people are like, "You're the one who killed those girls. You're the Romani in town." Proper term. You're the Romani in town. Everybody has a problem with it. He's got this weird kind of like rivalry. And when Famke Janssen finally confronts him in the finale, or I guess they turn the finale into the musical, and he sings "I'm Aware I'm a Werewolf." It's great. It's like great confirmation. It's great, like, the emotional scene there, because he's kind of coming out as a werewolf. Like he knows he's a werewolf. And so when he hits those notes,
coming out story.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. So that's
Good job, Dylan. Good job, Dylan Terry. I was wondering how you could get a sublime reference in this one.
That's why gay kids call themselves werewolves. Yeah.
I'm a werewolf.
That is a sublime joke. Not about the band, just very well crafted.
That's why Dylan hasn't been saying much throughout the show, because he was trying to craft.
This is why Dylan hasn't been saying much for last week. It's because he's been trying to craft this joke. He's like, I need a banger. I need a banger for this one.
He's like, they're going to kick me off this show if I don't tell one funny joke.
Yeah, it's about time. That's my quota. One joke that brings the entire show to a stop every few weeks.
That's it. Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah, well done. Okay, so this show, as we know, and we watched hundreds of hours of this show, it's not very good. It takes some twists and turns down fairly muted and aggressively boring turns, and splashed with blood occasionally. Now, if there was a way to make season 4 with the same cast and make this show that you loved it, what would need to happen? Weird Half Alien. I'm going to start with you. What would need?
More Famke Janssen. Famke Janssen. Who I wasn't a huge fan of until I started getting sexy GIFs sent to me from certain people. And now I'm obsessed. So it's all I want. All I want is an entire 4th season of just her. Just
doing what?
Literally whatever. Just follow her around with a camera doing her regular everyday stuff.
So
you're just looking for subtle voyeurism.
Yes, not subtle. Blatant.
Wildly overt. All right, Vamp B, how about you? What would need to happen in season 4?
I would like some different filters. Personally, some of the filters were getting a little boring. I would also love it if they could add some more basic looking white boys. We didn't quite have enough completely basic, forgettable, similar looking white boys
Yeah,
The
for
show
real.
would
that I
never
could
fly
tell
on
the
the
difference
CW.
of.
Yeah.
What?
The show would never work on the CW. There's not enough basic
No.
white boys.
Not enough
That's true.
basic white boys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
There's
true.
also
Not enough
you
forgettable characters. Not enough like weird accent switching.
if
It wasn't
you need
confusing
more,
enough.
if you
Yeah.
need more basic white boys, might I suggest to you watching True Blood?
Yeah.
Vampire
that show
Diaries.
is that
True.
show is basic white boy the show.
Well, that's pretty much also supernatural.
Oh man!
Yeah.
All right. So
I mean, they're kind of cute though. Let's see. Weird half alien. Will you please read this comment from Blue Shoe Nick?
Fantastic fornicating Famke Janssen loves festooning fools with fulsome foot fetishes.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Season 4 is just a cameraman following around Famke Janssen while she's barefoot, and all
Just
we're
walking on
watching
different
are her feet.
surfaces.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
I'm in.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, visual ASMR. Famke Janssen just walking through syrup, blood, Legos. All right, I'm in.
Dirt.
that whole tongue twister is about to be my new like vocal warm up.
Yeah, I just made it my Twitter bio. Coffee and Volume, same question. Season 4. What needs to happen with this cast to make you love this show?
I mean, meteor impact, dinosaur level.
Okay, so episode 1, meteor comes in, extinction
Yes.
level. What's the rest of the season?
It is the slow
Static.
disintegration of the Earth, and then it recollects into like a small orbital ring or like debris field.
Oh, okay.
And then Shelly, the half alien, not Michael. Shelly, the half alien. Her family comes and picks her up. The alien family.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
So,
That sounds-
so she's not like a baby bird. Her alien family still does like accept her, even though she has like human stink on her.
Well, falling out of the nest is falling onto the Earth is the alien equivalent of falling out of the nest.
Right.
So they come, and then they come down and get her.
But what about the human stank?
Yeah. What about the human?
I mean, that's
stink?
all a myth.
But can we just speak on that for a second?
Yeah. It's not bad today.
No?
No.
It's been a pretty good day, huh?
Yeah. I
Don't
worked,
smell
which is
much like a
something.
human.
Stress
Oh
free.
no, I do, but it's it's not offensive
Oh, okay, good.
No.
To you.
to me.
Yeah.
I do have to live with it every day.
That's true.
No.
So as we know,
You've all installed the smell-o-visions, right? That I sent you.
nope. Well, I didn't open
Nope.
that. That was a
Yeah, I
virus.
didn't. I didn't install it.
Probably safe. I didn't put a return address on it.
B is the
You
only
sent-
one
you
who.
sent it in the mail.
Yeah, it's big.
B is the only one here who looks like they don't smell terrible.
That's because
true.
I'm not human, so
Yeah. Well, Michael
We
looks like
know.
he's actively trying to win a contest of who could smell worse.
And the worst part is, I just took a shower.
That's a different
Yeah.
color neckerchief than last week.
No, it's not.
No, is it always
As-
green?
It hasn't
No.
come well,
Target?
it was yellow for a little bit.
It's from Amazon.
It
They
took
were
a-
cheaper.
Yeah. All right. So as we know, this show, because of its content, there's a lot of characters that come on and die pretty quickly, and you need some fodder, right? So season 3, they threw in a bunch of weird new characters that we knew they were all going to die. They were just there to die, but they were pretty interesting. Pretty interesting. Of all those interesting folks in season 3 that we knew were supposed to die, they were added for that reason only. Which one stood out to you as the coolest? Coffee and Valium.
These are characters they brought in season 3 as the cannon fodder, like the
Yep.
ones that we knew were going to die. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Jerry the crash test dummy.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Because I guess they need to do some math on this.
Well, the car wreck in the second season, like everybody was walking everywhere. So like, all right, we'll introduce an Uber driver. It's gonna be Jerry the crash test dummy. We're not gonna foreshadow anything. Just gonna let people think.
Yeah.
And then it ends when the bridge he's driving on explodes violently without any cause.
Mm-hmm. And then they're all like,
Oh, should have seen that coming. Yeah.
I thought that was your joke. I thought you were going there. I was trying to cut you off.
I was setting you up.
yeah, right.
I'm so angry.
Once there was this boy.
I thought it was too obvious.
All right, weird half alien. Favorite cannon fodder character that meant nothing but was cool.
It was the 3 6-year-olds who got on top of each other's shoulders and put the trench coat on.
Yeah.
Because when they were on top of each other, the one who was the head was, they put on the sunglasses and they were like a cool guy. Like, they went around and bought cigarettes and got into R-rated movies and all that stuff. Which I thought was pretty cool.
So cool.
Yeah. But then, when they like got off of each other's shoulders, they were just regular 6-year-olds.
So
I thought it was that one. I didn't expect such a horrifying death because they were still like, even though they did the death while they were stacked up on top of each other in the trench coat, they were still just 3 6-year-olds.
Yeah. So if you watch that episode with the commentary on, what you would have heard was they wanted to just kill 1 6-year-old. And they really thought that that the Motion Picture Association would not allow that. So what they did was they found triplets that paid them for 1 person, got 3 kids, and was able to murder a 6-year-old while also staying within union regulations. So, yeah, that was pretty interesting. But also that was pretty cool because they had some cool sneakers on.
Yeah, they had cool sneakers on.
Yeah.
They were like always smoking cigarettes, and they had like, because this was shot in Canada for sure. So since they were 3 6-year-olds stacked on top of each other, they were 18, able to drink in Canada. So they always had the Molson in their hand, the tall boy, and they were just like sunglasses, smoking, drinking, going to R-rated movies.
And the one that was the arms in the trench coat had that switchblade comb and was always combing that top one's hair, but missing and poke him in the eye. Yeah. And I'm like, this could be cool. I have no idea.
Yeah. It was cool. It was funny. It was,
everything.
I do like a long take, and the 6-minute shot of them burning was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, like the first,
they had to burn them to put them out of their misery after what happened to them right before.
Yeah. I mean, after like 4 minutes, you're like, are they going to stop kicking? Like, we know these are 3 kids in here, but
they screamed
only
for
one
a
pair of
long
legs
time too. Yeah.
It was wild. And it was like one of those trick candles where like once it went out, somehow it ignited back up again.
Yep.
And it was like, oh, wow, this is a good one. Vamp B, how about you? Cannon fodder for the last season, but they were still cool.
Okay, so you're going to have to help me out because I cannot remember this actor's name to save my life, but he played a cop for like a half a second. He played Boromir, and he played Ned Stark.
Sean
Bean.
What?
Sean
Army Hammer?
Sean
But you know which actor I'm talking about. Was that
Sean
Bean?
Oh, Sean Bean, that's it. Thank you. No, is it?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Oh, wait.
Yes, I did.
Boromir,
That actor. He was there for like a second. He stepped out of the car. He stepped out of the cop car, and it was like a split second. You saw his face, and you were like, "Oh, he's gonna die," and he immediately got hit by a semi.
Yeah,
it was like a 3-second thing. It like zoomed in on his face, and you were like, "Oh,
yeah, whoa,
I know that one."
And that was, and the fact they killed him by a bus was like, well, what's even the point of this?
Yeah,
he could have been eaten or something with a neck like that.
Oh man, no.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, that train took him out.
Well, they only had him for those 3 minutes. He was on the set of something else. And he was already he was already in the blood makeup from getting killed in something else. So they just
little known fact about Sean Bean, he just walks onto any movie set and says, you can kill me for craft services. Dude has no money and is always hungry. All right, so
those craft service tuna fish sandwiches are great.
They are. Honestly, you warm up a little bit, you throw them right in a microwave, and they're fine. All right, so microwave. That was us figuring out whether or not Hemlock Grove could possibly be a good show. And as always, I got to ask probably the least important question of the show, which Dylan Terry, are you going to find time to binge this?
Nah. I recommended this because it had like a reputation as being really bad, and these 2 episodes, it just looks boring.
Dylan Terry, a hard no. Vamp B, are you going to find some time to binge watch this show?
I'll watch it when I'm dead, and since I don't really plan on dying, never.
Right.
Never.
So,
Never going to die,
yeah.
never going to watch. Love that.
Never gonna watch. No.
Weird half alien?
I might put it on if I'm doing something else. I'm not going to watch it,
Sure.
Yeah.
but I might put it on
Just to look at it?
just to look at it. Yeah.
There's better Famke Janssen things, just so you know.
I know, but the amount of stuff that they crammed into the 2 episodes that we saw, none of it made sense. So if I'm like doing chores or, writing scripts or something, I can put it on and then like I can look up and something will be happening, and it doesn't matter what happened. It is just happening. So I don't care.
Yeah. Definitely happens.
So it seems like exactly that kind of show.
All right. I'm 100% in. Okay, so I think that's going to be it for this episode. I don't really care to know more about this show. I didn't want to watch the 2 episodes I did watch, and I definitely don't want to watch anymore, and I refuse to even make a little bit of time to think about this once again. Once I post this to YouTube, obviously. So yeah, all right. Now, next episode, I think we're going to hop back into an oldie but goodie. I think we're going to start off and do another season of JoJo.
Woo!
So this will technically be season 2, right?
This will be season
No,
3
we did
for
season
this
2.
show.
This will be
Well, I
3.
thought like the way they had it online was like season 1 was split in
Okay.
2 things, right? Is that right?
Okay, so it's part 1. We did part 2, but those are technically season 1.
Okay.
Then season 2 is part 3. And I
All right.
cannot wait.
All right, so tune in next episode when we do season 2, which is part 3 of JoJo, and
The
some of
next
his
JoJo set.
next JoJo. I'm so excited. These are literally my favorite shows that we watch on this show. Other than this show, obviously, I like the show more than JoJo, but I like JoJo just as much. Okay, so next time, JoJo.
You like this show as in Hemlock Grove? You
No.
like Hemlock Grove more than
No.
JoJo?
No Time to Binge.
Oh.
Famke Janssen's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah. All right, so tune in next time. We're going to go over JoJo some more. If you have any more questions on JoJo or Hemlock Grove, throw them in the chats. Let us know. As always, you can text or email Dylan, and he will get back to you as soon as possible. But until then, folks, we're going to say goodbye. Vamp B, where can people hear your beautiful voice and possibly see your new phone camera?
Oh, okay. So you can listen to my podcasts. Is this podcast a JoJo reference and Deep Lore pretty much anywhere other where podcasts are hosted. And you can follow my Instagram, b.bethy. And also my other Instagram, which is Blackjacks for Jack Black. Yes, that is actually an Instagram that I have. Or on Twitter at Queen Bethy B.
Love it, love it, love it. You can see all those links in the show notes. Let's see. Coffee and Valium.
Yeah.
People want to find you.
Find
What
me
they
down at
gotta
your
do?
local pharmacy. No. Of course, I'm Dylan. I'm part of Some Nobodies with Zach over there.
What the shit is B doing?
Drinking wine out of a bottle, whatever. I'd be doing the same thing.
I'm classy.
Yeah, hell yeah.
They
It's
went
wine, not
It's
liquor.
peach
Anyway.
wine, and it's quite delicious.
Ooh, peach wine.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, it's $5 at Target.
Yeah, find everything we do by looking up Some Nobodies on your favorite platform, whatever platform they may be. You may find No Time to Binge, PowerPoint Showdown. I recommend watching it on YouTube because it's a good time. Silicon Angels,
Yeah.
No Time. I said No Time to Binge. You have no time to binge Silicon Angels, but you should anyway. Oh, Zach's counting the shows I say. Okay,
Yeah,
talking
that-
upstream and Twitching upstream where we talk about
Well, no,
story
I
development,
know.
sometimes with people. What? Or
Sometimes
a podcast show. We did a watch through of Lovecraft Country a while ago. That one's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Got some stuff coming up now that I'm on some more solid ground. So that's going to be coming up sometime soon.
Yeah, got rid of
keep an eye
that
out.
quicksand apartment. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you've been to Delaware before, you got some stuff coming. Weird half alien.
Yeah,
Where can
you
people?
can, of
Where can people
course.
smell your breath?
You can, of course. Well, you. I don't think you can smell my breath.
And
Well,
SMR?
Well, Dylan sent that package there once, so
Yeah.
we can now.
You should have a smell
But
of vision.
you can hear my voice on
Whoa.
Jack Billings Presents Haunted Apartment Complex on the Podmoth Network. You can also see me if you watch Zeno_Knox on Twitch. We're doing a replay of all of the Souls games. We're starting out with Elden Ring and we're working backwards.
Oh.
And he's playing while I'm talking about my experiences with the games, and it's pretty fun. Other than that, no time to binge. We got some other stuff coming out pretty soon that we'll announce when we're closer to having it ready to be put out. But you can follow me on Instagram at Jack Billings Presents.
Hell yeah. And if for any reason you want to see a little more of me, just do the same stuff that Dylan told you to do. Because I just follow him around like a real large Labrador retriever looking for some kind of gift, which is
I am very small and need protection.
That is true, and I bark. But until next time, guys, we appreciate any attention whatsoever, and try to find some time to binge anything that one of us do. We would love that. And until next time, Dylan, you should probably play a song or something.
Yeah, probably. I have something over here. What do you guys want to hear?
Do you have that banjo thing?
Shit. What's with this guy?
And now for something completely different.
I don't know, he's just old.
1, 2, 3, 4.
What I do is I look a woman up and down and I say,
I'm coming to join you, bitch.
Oh, that too far?
Oh, you want to get into things?
Well, I mean...
No. Let's get into things. Let's get real. Everybody, BoJack wants to get real. Cancel the bubble round, because we're getting real.